Hi everyone, my name is Gaurang Mittal and I'll be sharing my IIM Ahmedabad's interview experience with you all today. My interview was scheduled for 14th of March in the morning slot. So as soon as we reached the interview place, our phones were switched off and we were asked to sit in a separate room for the AWT preparation. And our seats were already allocated. We were divided into different panels. So as soon as the AWT started, it was a very easy topic. So we were given a paragraph and then a subsequent questions were given to us. So we had to answer the questions depending on our thinking and ability skills. So as soon as the AWT got over, we got a list for the panel in which we'll be giving our interviews. So like each and every person was allotted a serial number, and hence we got to know our order in which we'll be giving the interviews. So my number in my panel was the 7th interview. So as soon as the interview started happening, there were a lot of curiousness among the panelists and as well as the students on how the interviews are happening, what all are they asking. So me and my friends, like the people I met there, we started discussing various things, which are the probables, depending upon the last year of interview experiences that we had gone through. So the things that can be asked upon us. So the period between the AWT and the interview was kind of nerve-wracking in a way because so much tension was there in the room, and so much spirits were going on. Everyone was high on spirits. Everyone wanted to do their best. So that was really a nervous time for probably everyone. So before my interview, each and every interview was for about 20-25 minutes. So I had to wait for a good amount of time, say 2 hours before my interview. So when I was waiting for my interview, like the 6th person was interviewing and I was just outside the interview room. I was really nervous at that point of time. I was constantly walking around that place. I just couldn't simply sit at one place. And finally, when I had to go inside the interview room, I took a deep breath, calmed myself down, and finally went inside the interview room. I saw that a good 40-50-year-old professor was there, and supposedly the other panelist was an IIM alum. So I greeted them. There was icebreaker moment. They cracked up a joke. I laughed. Then yeah, so the first 30-40 seconds it was just ice breaking. They're telling me their names, what they do, and where was the alum from. So as soon as I sat, the first question that I was asked upon is, do you like maths? So and do you like quants? So I was really honest with them that this is something that I don't like. So then they quickly came up with a counter that why are you sitting in the interview then? Like, how are you sitting here? So I told them that, sir, this is something that I don't like, but it needed to be done for the exam. So I had done it. So I got a bit nervous actually after this question because we all know IIM Ahmedabad is a quant heavy college, and maths, the emphasis that is given to quant and numbers specifically in IIM Ahmedabad. So it was a chilling start for me, but I didn't get disheartened because I was really honest to them. I told them an honest answer. I believe that in interviews, such crunch interviews, it's really important to be yourself and not to deviate from something that you aren't, because these interviews and panelists are so experienced in taking interviews. They'll catch you within a whisker if you're telling them a lie, or if you're trying to play with them. So I played it safe. I told them the truth confidently, and so they were okay with the fact. So I've done my engineering in food technology and management. So they asked me some statistical questions related to my background, regarding the food concepts, some maths around that. So I was able to answer that. So they asked me about my internships that I have done. So I was a fresher at that point of time when I had filled in the form, but I was working in CoinSwitch Group as a talent acquisition associate for 3 months when my interview happened. So I told them that I was working with them, but then they disregarded my experience till that point of time because it was for only 3 months. And then they asked me about the internships that I had done. So I had done 3 internships. So I told them about my internships, and apparently one of the professors was very aware about the field or the year in which I had done my internship. So I had done my internship with ITC in their food division, in the shrimp section, in the aqua section. So the professor, the IIM Ahmedabad professor knew about shrimps in a depth. So he decided to take that point much forward. And almost my interview experience from then till the end was based around my internship experience. So first they asked me what my internship was, whether it was a work from home internship, or what were the circumstances under which I did my internship. So I told them everything about how my internship went, what all did I do, what all was I required to do, whether I was able to achieve it or not. And tried to keep my conversation with them revolving around numbers. I gave them numbers that this was the thing that was required from me, and this is the thing that I have done, the things and the research that I have done in my interview, in my project, or at my internship would help the company increasing their revenues by this much, decreasing their uh, um, wastages in the supply chain processes by this much. So I gave them concrete numbers, and I believe when you are also, if you are asked about your projects, you should be quantitative. You should answer it very quantitatively, because it also reflects how confident you are about the things that you have done. So yeah, I threw numbers at them, and they were kind of impressed with how I was explaining. And then the professor went deep into my project, because he was aware of I believe he was aware of the supply chain factor of the shrimp side. So he went deep into my processes. He asked me about the cold chain facilities, the extra facilities, or the extra things that were carried out, how to improve the cost, how to reduce the cost. So we went deep into it. There were certain questions to which I don't have a definite answer to, and I was very honest with them that this is something that I cannot recall to. But the panelist persisted me that I give it a try. I guess the answer. So I guessed the answer, and it was right. So this happened like twice or thrice when I wasn't able to answer it in the first go, because I was not able to recollect it. I honestly told them that I'm not able to recollect it right now. So they said it's fine. I can take a guess with it, and I took the guess, and it was um, the guess was correct. So this happened for around 5-6 minutes, the whole internship interview thing, and the alum didn't ask me much questions. He just asked me about where all I had done my internship in. So the alum was pretty much silent throughout the interview, and I believe that's why my interview's time was also less. Um, and there's often said that there's a box of toffee kept in Ahmedabad interviews, and if you get a toffee, your chances of getting selected are higher. Apparently, I didn't get any toffee. I saw the box that was kept there, and I didn't get any toffee, so it's fine if you don't get it. If after your interview, there's nothing to be nervous about. It's not a bad thing, or it's not a good thing that you're getting a trophy. It's just that I believe they like to compliment the students who had a great interview. I know students who got a trophy and they didn't convert the interview. I know students who didn't get a trophy and they converted the call. So it's completely fine. The trophy is nothing to fret about. My interview duration was around 12 to 13 minutes, whereas the other students, those who were before me and after me, they had their interview durations for about 20 to 25 minutes. So this was something which I believe after the interview I was very nervous about, that my interview was fairly shorter as compared to the interviews. So as soon as I got out of the interview, I knew that it would be the panelists would have made a clear thought within those 12-13 minutes that if I'm good enough for the seat or call, or if I'm bad enough. So they didn't. What I personally felt was they didn't require that long to gauge my personality and how I am as a person. So, but yes, definitely, it's very nerve-wracking after you get out of the interview, especially keeping the fact in mind that the interviews were so long and my interview was very short. But in the end, as long as I converted the call, so it's nothing. I think it's nothing as of now. So I just recommend all of you to be yourself, to be true to yourself in the interview. Don't bluff. If you don't know, if you don't know something, it's very okay, and it's completely fine to admit something that you don't know something, and you should learn it. So also when I said them that I don't like maths and I would be doing it if required, so they asked me that would I be comfortable in studying it once I come, if I come to the institute, and I said yes, I'll have ample amount of time between the call, the result, and coming to IIM Ahmedabad. So I'll prepare for it accordingly. So yes, I believe we should have a sense of humility in our interviews. We shouldn't be very overconfident about our preparation. Just be grounded to your roots. Accept the fact if you don't know something, don't beat around the bush, and keep the answers as brisk as possible, as brief as possible, and throw them with numbers as long as you're confident with the numbers. Don't just to try show it off, and just don't throw numbers at them if you're not confident with your numbers. So yes, I believe I'll tell a few pointers again just to summarize it. Be confident, don't be very nervous, try to answer them at try to answer your try to structure your answers in a very brief way, try to put numbers, try to use numbers in your answers, in the on the quantitative answers. And yes, I guess that's good to go, and all the best for your interview experiences, and I hope you make it to IIM Ahmedabad.